Hello, everyone, and thank you for being part of the Artificial Intelligence Defense Technology and Cybersecurity Exhibition and
Welcome to AIDTSEC, a high
شوف حط بالكابيتال هون وحط كابيتال.
Hello, hello, hello. Do you hear me? Hello, hello.
Hello. Yes. Wonderful. Technology is doing very well. I know when I came in that it's not the right moment because the lunch is going to be just after. So bear with me and hopefully we will make it faster than expected. Thank you very much for joining me to this panel of discussion. My name is Mark Cassis. I am leading Innogates, a consulting company trying to build a complete cutting-edge and disruption in the security market, cybersecurity in the Middle East and Africa region. And we are bringing the best of the innovation to the market. So today I'm really delighted to bring this panel to your attention, speaking about cloud adoption and cloud security. And wanted to start by making a quick introduction, trying to put you a bit in the mood by explaining the history of software. Historically, when we wanted to use a software, we download it on, or take a CD-ROM, if you remember that. We put it on our hard drive. We start working with it. We pay every year an upgrade. And we hope that it's going to be compatible and secured. That was the way how we do it. And it was costly, actually, at that time. But today, anybody would think that when we connect our emails that they are on the cloud, when you back up your iPhone or another smartphone or your laptop to a chosen cloud or a proposed cloud by your service provider, would you ask yourself any question? It's a no-brainer. Everybody is doing it, or most of us are doing it. So when it comes to business, the situation is completely different. And I personally read a lot of reports about cloud adoption in the region from very well-known firms, Gartner, Deloitte, PwC, and many others, explaining the cloud adoption potential in the MENA region. And however, despite this optimism about the potential of the business, there is still resistance and challenges in equal measure, resistance and challenges. So security and data protection represent the most of the challenges, of the pressing challenges today in the cloud adoption in the region. Still, we see other reports speaking about government entities, about financial services, energy, oil and gas, utilities. All the verticals are moving to the cloud and are relocating their applications and data. So cloud infrastructure can be inherently vulnerable if not well configured and well secured. We at InnoGates, we advise our clients to step back before any connection is established to the cloud and use the obfuscation. I hope you know this way, otherwise we can help you in going for further detail. We can facilitate zero trust access to the cloud infrastructure by using different proprietary network. We advise as well to procure the cloud on behalf of our clients as well to hide completely the financial trail to cybercrime. So deploying the commercial cloud with obfuscation is a solution that we propose with Net Abstraction, which is a company that we represent. So let me now come back to our panel discussion. And what I want to try to cover into this conversation are the arguments from our guests on the cloud adoption. Hopefully we can go through the hybrid cloud, artificial intelligence, cloud adoption, of course, in general for commercial and for enterprise, but of course, cloud security. So I would like to start I'm sorry, just one second. I need to introduce our guest. So I'm here introducing our first guest, Tariq Salama from Cloudera in the middle. Yeah. So Tariq, I would like Cloudera is well known, of course, and you are Cloudera is always presented as a challenger in the enterprise cloud approach. How can a company take benefit of your CDP platform when using private and public cloud at the same time?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, for those people who doesn't know Cloudera, Cloudera is a data management platform. And this data management platform is started from more than 10 years ago, where they created a big data, a platform that helped the organizations to manage all the data life cycle, from data collections to data preparations to data engineering, building certain analytics on the top of that. And that journey, because we are witness huge volumes of data that is coming from non-traditional data sources, such as IoT devices, click streams, sensors data. So that generates huge volumes of data. Now, Cloudera recently, we have done a merge with competitions called Hortonworks, and we have created a next-gen platforms called CDP. This is the Cloudera data platform. And that Cloudera data platform, we need to help the customers to focus on what they can and how to accelerate their data journey. Either it is on-prem solutions or it is in public. According to the recent studies, they found that there is different challenges. It depends on which industry that you are working on. Maybe from retailer is more flexible where they want to host data, for example. On public or some banking industries, they would like to have data locality to be available within the country itself, for example. So that's why we created data platforms to be agnostic, that can be available on any solutions, that can be available in all public cloud solutions. And whenever there is a data centers there, we go and certify it and we go and support it. And if you would like to have it on-prem solutions, we provide you that capabilities. So, yeah, that's what we do.
Thank you. And you mentioned very briefly about your acquisition of Hadoop.
Yes.
So analytics were used by Cloudera from the inception. I know it with Hadoop as well. How can machine learning used today by Cloudera deliver the better experience to clients for their data on the cloud?
Yeah, everybody is talking nowadays about machine learning. Machine learning is the new hype, where everybody would like to create a competitive differentiations. What's differentiate you in the market itself? So, and it should be driven by organization culture. For example, we believe that that should be available as like a center of excellence, as a skill set that you need to understand that we need to democratize the AI and the machine learning across different organizations, units. It's not restricted only for IT, for instance, because here we are looking at a new domain that you need to understand your business, and you need to have some backgrounds as well from the data science space itself. So that is one pillar that organizations sometimes they forget to focus there. So, and that will help them to brutalize what kind of use cases that should be implemented. So that is a domain. Another thing that is the technology itself. So from technology perspectives, Cloudera was the first, because we are talking about huge volumes of information, and from data science perspectives, if you have large volumes of data, sometimes doesn't matter which algorithms that you will pursue. You will train it and automatically the models will be converged. What you need to accelerate the way of building that models, and in public cloud, that agility is there. All you need to do is just trigger, for example, train your model, and in training that model, we can span hundreds of nodes on the flies to do a calculations for the model, come up with the model, and then deploy that model in productions. The last phase as well is a very tricky part. This is why because if you build a model, you need to operationalize it from machine learning perspectives. So industrializations for that model that you have developed as well was a challenge. How you bring that to a productions, to make it a production ready. So that's why we created that pillar to be seamless integrated with our data fabric. You can develop that model based on the real data, then deploy it on a productions in a fast, fashionable way.
Thank you, very clear. Thank you for that. So when I was preparing this panel and I went through Cloudera offering, I saw a lot of mention about security by design.
Yes.
In all the solutions that you are offering. What can you say to new clients who is scared already in migrating to the cloud or adopting a cloud solution as a SaaS? Does he need to add cloud security on your own solution from third party? How do you explain this position?
This depends, when you go and pursue clouds, it depends on what you are procuring from cloud as a solutions. Are you procuring infrastructure as a service? Are you procuring platform as a service? Or, for example, software as a service? And this is where there is a responsibility on the customer side and responsibility on the cloud or technology provider itself. Who's going to do what? But the practices of security security is always will hold on, like from authentications, authorizations, auditing, answering these questions. It's almost the same concepts that is there in all of these cloud solutions. Of course, when we go and explore and we provide the solutions, it should be like SOC certified solutions. It should be compatible with PCI, to be PCI, all the mandates that you can meet it easily, for example. So that certifications, we took it seriously, as well cloud provider, they took it seriously, and accordingly we can design that we can design a secured solution for our customers. But what is issue here, usually if you look at it, everyone is creating different ways of though the concepts and the principles are the same, but everybody will provide different set of services to make these are available. So the complexity down the road will rise. We have seen customers, usually they don't standardize on one public cloud solutions. The majority will be in a hybrid model or multiple cloud solutions. So we help you to mask that complexity, and we can leverage the security capabilities there. Once you move data, once you move your data analytical platform from one cloud solutions to another, we only migrate that context and that security policies that needs to be implemented, translated to the native services that is available in these public cloud solutions, and accordingly you can consume it in an easy, fashionable way.
Very good, thank you. So I want to move a little bit from vendor perspective, from solution perspective, and I want now to ask a few questions to our two other guests from Zain. Alain Sawaya, General Manager, Zain Data Park. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Alain, Zain Group announced last week the formation of Zain Tech using Zain Data Park in Jordan, here in the country. Can you tell us how this is going to enhance and secure the journey to the cloud for your clients?
Thank you, Mark. So part of the Zain strategy that was announced in 2020, which is called Foresight. So Foresight strategy was to basically enable Zain to go during this fourth industrial revolution and go serve the customer with the digital transformation solutions. This is where it started. So Zain Tech is part of this, let's say, if we want the strategy that is done. Zain Tech now is an umbrella that is basically going to be like a kitchen for the Zain Group to empower all the operations, the OPCOs from Kuwait to Jordan to Saudi to Iraq and Bahrain to basically serve more the customers into those solutions. From Zain Data Park side, which is basically the cloud and cyber, what will basically be better is that we're going to enhance the portfolio more in terms of digital. This is one. From the OT, which is basically the operation technology security part as well. And when we go more into those services, we have to focus more on the security to basically enable our services more. Not forgetting that basically as a cloud native company, we have to be secure. So this is where the security is part of the DNA we should have in our portfolio.
Thank you. Yes, you are anticipating my second question, which was about security, because the bunker, this is the name of the data park, the bunker was built with military-grade security. So the word is quite heavy, huh? Strong words,
Yeah.
military-grade. So what additional security, cybersecurity, if I put it
Yeah.
in the cyber, you guarantee you can give to your clients to ensure the data are safe?
So that's a very good question, but let me just give a little bit of brief for who doesn't know the bunker. So the bunker is basically a facility that was made as a military, as you said, military-grade facility, and Zain Jordan at that time did the initiative to go talk to them, tell them, since this facility is idle, let us take this facility and transform it. And Zain B2B, headed by Muhannad, this is where they started the journey. It's a military grade, it's an anti-nuclear facility, as you said. But however, even though you can put any kind of facility, but if you don't basically empower it with the right tools, that you shouldn't do anything. There's 3 pillars for security, which is basically the people, the data itself and the processes. And this is where we need to focus on the three pillars themselves. So from people, the training, the human capital, and this is where we started here in Jordan to have this from university, onboarding the people and enhancing that. The data from, as we said, the personal data to the OT data, and I'm really focusing on OT, which is basically the water, electricity, all those operations that are very critical. And now they're becoming, whenever you go and you put anything online, you are vulnerable, as you rightfully said, and definitely the processes. And this is where we're focusing on all the ISOs, GDPR, PCI DSS certifications, to basically enhance our securities. So we have the 27001, 18, 19, 2723, which is all are the security and disaster recovery ISO certifications, where we will do 4 times a year also audit on that, not only one time. PCI DSS, which is international for the banking sector, and this is where we know that we are working heavily with the banks here and in the region. And the GDPR, which is the European standards on from security perspective. We cover all of this, then we try to be at 99.99, because other than this, we cannot be more than this.
Yeah, I think you touch a very, very good point, which is the frameworks and the standards around security, and we can have a separate discussion if you want.
This is a long discussion,
It's
yes.
a long discussion, and in Innogates we have a risk manager that can probably help you, but that's another discussion.
We would love to hear from them, for sure.
Thank you for this explanation. It's really very clear. I will stay with the Zain Group, and we'll speak with Mohammad Aude, who is the marketing director. And wanted to ask you, Mohammad, first, thank you for being here. Your security value proposition is large. So I looked at it, and really very, very important, a lot of solution and product that you offer to your clients. How are you proposing today to the cloud security? How are you responding to the cloud security today? All these challenges that we heard, that I introduced in the beginning. How do you tackle this? Can you elaborate on any innovation that you are offering into your portfolio?
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. At Zain, we try, and I'll move away a bit from security. Probably we covered a lot of security. I'll focus more on the cloud area. The whole idea of cloud can be separated before COVID and after COVID, right? So before COVID, anyone we go and tell them, I want to put you on the cloud, to go like, change the subject. Okay? So basically, people, they don't want to listen about the cloud. They're afraid of cloud. Even regulations, by the way. So it's not only about the clients. Even regulations within the countries, different industries, they're against cloud. In spite that we all used cloud back, okay, whoever is, and back in the 90s, we all had the Hotmail, right? So it was on the cloud. So. After COVID, during actually the first couple of months of COVID, people started to panic. Business owners started to panic. How can we serve people without us being there, right? And now here, everyone started talking about the buzzword of digital transformation. When people start talking about digital transformation, they started looking at things from a bit of a different perspective, especially business people. Okay, so in each company there are different voices, right? There's business people and there are IT people. So business people, they start looking at the opportunities they're missing. Okay, so it's opportunity cost that if they're not digitally prepared, they'll be losing the opportunity. And this is where we came in. Today, the facility that Alain was talking about in the bunker, it's a top-notch data center. Thanks to our colleagues in Zain Data Park, they built a very state-of-the-art stack cloud at the bunker. And of course, we provide different services within the bunker. The bunker is basically Zain Data Center. We called it the bunker because it's an actual bunker, as Alain explained. So we provide co-location, okay, in general, in dedicated rooms or in private rooms. So it's the first step for a person to decide in outsourcing a bit of their business, their infrastructure. And we have the cloud part. Some people now started really looking at cloud as an opportunity because they'll be saving money. And this is how the whole thing started, right? So you put the investment and people share this investment based on their need. And we are noticing business people are pressuring IT people in moving more and more into cloud. And of course, if you're going cloud, you start considering security. And security is more important for one reason, that people are becoming more and more sophisticated when it comes to penetrating and hacking entities. And we've heard in the morning about the ransomware, right? And it's becoming more and more common. And the issue is, for you to fight this, you have to start to keep updating and investing in your security systems for an individual entity, right? Even if it's a bank. So outsourcing it to an entity that's already investing on behalf of all their clients makes much more sense. And this is something we're trying to even convince the government to do. Instead of them investing in cloud and security on their own, why not to outsource it to the private sector?
Yeah, that's a good transition that you are making for my next question, because as you were rightfully saying, many companies are looking for an independent cloud security provider, but I noticed personally, and I'm sure that you do the same, that many of them are willing to take it as a service. So what is your opinion on the managed security service offering, and what Zain's strategy is on this? What you can say on that?
Any idea we think of it as a service. So we want to provide most of the products we think of, we try to do it as a service, right? Because again, especially in a country like Jordan, most of the businesses in Jordan are SMEs, right? So they don't really have the capability from a financial perspective or even from an operation perspective to go and invest on their own. So it only makes sense for you to go as a service. And yes, we have a lot of products as a service, not only infrastructure, but we have a lot of software as a service, platforms as a service that we provide to the Jordanian market.
Excellent, very good. Thank you very much for this. So I would like to come back to Tariq, and would you like to add anything about any feature after the discussion that we had with the gentleman from Zain?
No, we're fine, and Zain is one of our partners as well. So they are deploying Cloudera stack. We work there together in many opcos. That's it. Thank you.
Great. Alain, would you like to add?
Yes, actually, in terms of as a service versus the traditional business, it's all boils down to economy of scale first. So basically, let me give an example since Cloudera is here. So if a telco wants to start implementing an AI, artificial intelligence, or an analytics software, so basically if he needs to go bring this big servers and install the big equipments, and then on top of that he needs to get the right people to train them for those kind of solutions. On the other hand, once we come and give it to him, and basically he will only use it maybe 5 hours a day. What about the other 19 hours? So it's a concept of economy of scale. So we can basically give this 5 hours to company X, another 2 hours to company Y, and 3x to company Z. And this creates the economy of scale. Exactly. In terms of security, the most we have is going more into innovations. Unfortunately, we're living in the Middle East. It's a little bit now starting to happen, but we follow what basically happens usually in US. What we're glad is we're seeing innovations. In Zinc today, we've seen 3-4 companies that are startups, and we're proud of that. We're seeing others in the region because of digital transformations. However, now the latest thing is basically MDR. I don't know if you hear about this word, manage, detect, and response. Again, we're counting on analytics to basically, and logbooks to let us basically be one step ahead of the hacker to say directly, if there's an attack on port number X, that means it is a ransomware or something like that. And this is where we're trying to be. Not reactive, little bit be more proactive. And this is where we're trying to go into technology as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Mohanna, do you have any, because I'm just jumping on the statement from Alain, do you have any offering on the MDR or threat intelligence, threat hunting? Is it something that you usually offer?
Yeah, of course. And thanks to Zain Data Park, basically they're our partners and sister company that they provide all the different suite of services, definitely.
Okay, gentlemen, if you don't have any other specific topic to add, I would like to open the session for question and answer. So if anybody in the audience would like to ask a question, please just raise your hand and go ahead to our panelists. Please. So you need just to speak a little bit out loud.
My name is Rebecca. I'm the AI manager at Google. So when we talk about AI teams and cloud computing, we're talking about migrating the pipeline from training AI models into the cloud. So one of the concerns we have is the vendor lock-in. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, from our end, we are open source organizations as a Cloudera, so there is no locked in. So we leverage the same technology that you can run it on-prem, can run it on any public cloud. It is open source technologies. We are using R, Python library there. Whatever IP that you can create it as well, you can protect it in your own. And you can, let's say, you can train it easily. You can move it easily. If you are not happy with X vendors, you can move it to another vendor. You can move it to your on-prem. There is no proprietary that will lock you in, even from our end, as a platform provider.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other question? Everything was clear, obviously. So thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Maybe we can have a picture together.
For sure.
For sure.